In a surprising turn of events, a deal between Israel and Hamas in Gaza that was supposed to transpire has been abruptly cancelled. The reasons behind this abrupt termination and the potential repercussions of such a move are yet to unravel. The name Pegasus may ring a bell. It's a spyware that has been causing problems in India. In response, an Indian defense agency has started procuring an alternative. This alternative is another Israeli spyware, potentially a replacement for Pegasus. Flashback to 2 years ago, Indian defense centers were using Pegasus to hack into the personal lives of the affluent, politicians, and VIPs. This led to a massive controversy and confusion, not just within India, but at an international level as well. India, in the wake of the controversy, severed ties with Pegasus and assured there would be no future dealings. Now the breaking news is that a different defense agency in India has reportedly procured another spyware. The identity of this agency and the specifics of the spyware remain a mystery, but it's a development that could potentially spark another controversy. Moving on to another significant development, the Indian government, specifically the parliamentary panel, has expedited the supply of light combat aircraft Tejas to the Indian Air Force. Despite the slow production rate, with only 8 to 9 aircrafts produced per year, the panel has passed a resolution to increase the supply. The geopolitical landscape is unpredictable. With significant wars taking place on one side, such as the Israel-Gaza and Russia-Ukraine conflicts, and domestic issues on the other, such as the ongoing POK problem, it's crucial for India to equip its air force with more Tejas aircraft. In summary, the video discussed the cancellation of the Israel-Hamas deal in Gaza, the controversy surrounding Pegasus spyware in India, the procurement of a potential alternative to Pegasus by an Indian defense agency, and the expedited supply of Tejas aircraft to the Indian Air Force. As we move forward, it's clear that the world of cybersecurity and defense is ever evolving, and nations must adapt to safeguard their interests. Stay tuned for more updates on these developments, and remember, knowledge is power.
In the wake of the recent elections, the Indian government has been making significant strides in domestic defense development, particularly under the Make in India initiative. The parliamentary panel has been urged to expedite the supply of Tejas and Poryaman, two vital components in India's defense arsenal. The Indian government has also confirmed a monumental decision that is likely to alter the course of the country's defense landscape. It has committed to the production of 114 multi-role fighter aircrafts, known as MRFs, within India, under the Make in India framework. This decision marks a significant departure from previous years when there were speculations of India purchasing these aircrafts from foreign countries. This development in defense production is not just a stride for the government, but also a significant boost for the domestic defense industry. It is arguably one of the biggest leaps in defense development in the last 10 to 15 years. The production of these MRFAs domestically will not only enhance India's defense capabilities, but also stimulate the domestic defense industry, opening up new avenues for defense exports. One such success story in defense exports has been the Akash missile defense system. A few days ago, the system achieved a significant milestone by simultaneously attacking 4 aerial targets. This display of prowess has garnered international attention, leading to a 6,000 crore rupees deal with the Armenian government. This deal has piqued the interest of other countries, such as the Philippines and Brazil, who are now considering purchasing the Akash missile system. The company behind the production of the Akash missile system, Bharat Dynamics Limited, stands to benefit immensely from these developments. The company is slated to manufacture and deliver the Akash anti-air system as part of an estimated 6,000 crore deal. These developments in India's defense sector have significant implications for its relations with China and Pakistan. The bolstering of India's defense capabilities sends a strong message to its neighbors and could potentially influence future diplomatic and strategic interactions. To summarize, the recent political developments in India have led to a significant boost in the domestic defense industry, particularly with the decision to produce MRFAs domestically and the successful export of the Akash missile system. These developments not only enhance India's defense capabilities, but also have the potential to reshape its relations with neighboring countries, particularly China and Pakistan.
Can the ice between Pakistan and India thaw under the leadership of Nawaz Sharif? A question that has been echoed across the globe from political enthusiasts to the general public. Let's embark on a journey to trace the events leading up to the current situation. In the past 6 months, Nawaz Sharif has been vocal about India since his return to Pakistan from the UK. A similar narrative was spun by Imran Khan, the previous prime minister, who was eventually incarcerated. The million-dollar question now is, when will Nawaz Sharif face a similar fate? Only Pakistan's military holds the answer. Shifting our focus, we marvel at another remarkable achievement in the realm of defense. For the first time, the Indian Air Force has successfully inducted Akash, marking a significant milestone. Additionally, the Summer Air Defense System, a powerful weapon, is viewed as a game-changer. In this backdrop, the Defense Ministry is signing deals to purchase various sophisticated weapons. A recent announcement stated that a deal has been signed to acquire 6 high-tech patrol vessels for the Coast Guard, worth nearly 1,614 crores. Nawaz Sharif's statement, "Countries around us have reached the moon, but we have not risen from Earth," rings loud and clear. He predicts that in the coming 6 to 12 months, Pakistan's military will arrest him and put him behind bars. But his statement about India's progress in space exploration, while being in Pakistan, is a bold move. In the United States, Blinken has reported that America has deepened its partnership with India and elevated its cooperation through Quad. This sudden development has sparked conversations among top diplomats, senators, and ministry officials about India. To summarize, the video delves into the possibility of improved relations between India and Pakistan under the leadership of Nawaz Sharif, the recent defense achievements of India, and the strengthening of ties between India and the United States through Quad. And with this, we conclude our discussion, leaving you with food for thought. Is Nawaz Sharif the key to normalizing ties between India and Pakistan? And how will India's growing global partnerships shape the geopolitical landscape? Only time will tell.
Have you ever pondered how the intricate dance of global politics impacts our security on a day-to-day basis? Well, it's a fascinating tale of power, strategy, and the never-ending quest for stability. In the vast chessboard that is global politics, nations act as players, making moves that ripple across the world. Let's dive into the fascinating narrative of global security and politics, where every action has a reaction and the unexpected is the norm. Picture this. 8 nations currently operate aircraft carriers, symbols of power and national status. Among them, the United States, United Kingdom, France, Spain, Italy, India, Russia, and China. These are not just vessels, they are strategic powerhouses, aiding in power projection and acting as deterrents in international waters. Interestingly, amphibious assault ships and helicopter carriers, born out of World War II island-hopping campaigns, allow for the simultaneous deployment of naval infantry and air support. For instance, Italy's San Giorgio-class ships have been extensively modified since their commissioning in 1988. China's Type 075-class amphibious assault ships can carry 30 helicopters, and Brazil's Atlantico can operate fixed-wing drones and tilt-rotor aircraft. In another part of the world, India, a rising power, is set to acquire 26 Rafale marine jets from France. This move not only boosts India's military prowess, but also impacts the balance of power in the region. Meanwhile, China, another major player, is making bold moves. President Xi Jinping openly states his intention to reunify Taiwan with mainland China, a statement that sends ripples across the globe, affecting the balance of power. But the world is not just about power moves and politics. It's also about the human cost of conflict. In the Middle East, conflict escalates as Hamas rejects Israel's offer for a 7-day truce in Gaza and the offer to release 40 hostages. This rejection fuels the ongoing conflict, leading to loss of life and property. Beneath the surface, in the heart of Gaza City, the Israel Defense Forces uncover a vast network of tunnels, revealing a hidden layer of the conflict. These tunnels, home to the Hamas leadership, are discovered daily, adding a new dimension to the conflict. So, what have we gathered from this journey through the labyrinth of global politics and security? we've seen how nations flex their military might, the strategic importance of aircraft carriers, the geopolitical implications of India's purchase of Rafale jets, and the continuing conflict in the Middle East. Each of these narratives contributes to the complex tapestry of global politics and security. They remind us that our world is interconnected, where a single move can trigger a cascade of events impacting global security. So, the next time you read a headline about a new military acquisition or a conflict in a distant land, remember, you're witnessing another move in the grand game of global politics and security.
What if someone told you that a group would willingly spare 50 people, only to brutally obliterate 20,000 others? Sounds like an act of terrorism, doesn't it? That's the question we are grappling with today. This is the narrative surrounding Hamas, a group often labeled as terrorists. However, this is a topic that isn't black and white. Terrorism, as a term, can be subjective and depends largely on perspective. So let's dive into this complex issue. From one viewpoint, Hamas is undoubtedly a terrorist organization. They use violence and fear as a weapon, targeting civilians to further their political goals. This is the very definition of terrorism. Their actions, such as firing rockets into civilian areas, have caused untold devastation and loss. This perspective argues that there is no justification for such acts, and thus, Hamas should be unequivocally condemned. Contrary to this, another perspective argues that Hamas, while using questionable tactics, is essentially a resistance group. They are fighting against what they see as oppression and occupation. Their violence is seen as a desperate response to a desperate situation. They argue that labeling Hamas as terrorists is a simplistic view that ignores the complexities of the situation. These contrasting viewpoints on terrorism are at the heart of the debate surrounding groups like Hamas. They highlight the fine line between freedom fighters and terrorists, a line that is often blurred by perspective and context. To summarize, the debate on terrorism is complex and multifaceted. On one hand, groups that use violence and fear to further their political agenda are seen as terrorists. On the other hand, some argue that these groups are simply responding to oppression and occupation and should be seen as resistance fighters. This debate is not easy to navigate, and there is no clear-cut answer. It's critical to foster open discussions about these topics, to challenge our perspectives, and to strive for a more nuanced understanding. If you agree or disagree with any of the points made in this video, feel free to express your thoughts in the comment section. Before ending, a gentle reminder to take care of your loved ones, especially your parents. They are our pillars of strength and deserve our utmost respect and care. Stay safe, stay positive, and remember to dream big, because with belief, we can accomplish anything. Thank you for tuning in. Until the next video, it's goodbye from Pedia. Stay active, stay fit, and most importantly, stay informed.